Hey everybody, it's Travis Waller. It's great to be with you. I just posted some new research over on my website about what to do when a student quits band. I was really grateful for the 106 band directors from across the country and Canada who took time to contribute to my survey, and it revealed a lot of really important things that I think are going to be valuable for directors to consider. One question I see a lot that directors pose is, what to do whenever a student wants to drop. And there's a lot of different things that can impact a school and in terms of what their policy is. But the things that would tell any director is parents need to be involved. You have to consider about limiting the time frames that a student can drop. If they're going to join, make sure they join for the year. And then you also need to make sure that your admin, which is principal and guidance counselors, that they are supportive of that. Now, some of the strategies to use whenever students are confronting a director and saying, I want to quit band, obviously there's a lot of communication that has to happen, one-on-one conversations, and just get everything out in the open. Allow them to be as honest as they can with you about maybe what's troubling them and why they're considering the drop. We also need to keep in mind that we should have some solutions. Maybe it's a switch of instrument. I know some directors are hesitant on that because they're trying to preserve pristine instrumentation, and they feel a sense of obligation if they're the middle school director and they know the high school director doesn't want to see too many of this particular instrument. Other things that we should just be thinking about as directors is just encouraging the student to stay. Most of us are here because we know the benefits of band, and sometimes we need to just remind those students of that. And we have to take a look at the students' growth. Maybe there's something there that why they're not excelling, and maybe how we can help them get better. In terms of getting the admin support, principals and guidance counselors, if one of them is a former band member, that's a really great way to approach it from another angle. It's here's somebody else who cares about you as a human being in your development, and they were in band, and although that's not what they do for a living anymore, they still made that a part of their high school life. And the last part of it is just building that positive culture within your program that makes students want to stay, and that's a longer conversation than maybe what we have time for today. A lot of the directors in the survey, that one of the biggest comments that I got on the open-ended questions was that intersection of scheduling and academic pressure, and that's again that's another thing that we've got to be mindful of, because as someone who has been in the public school for 22 years but now is in higher ed, I know that the pressure of AP, the pressure of dual enrollment, it's not going away anytime soon. And so how creative can we be to help students stay engaged and stay enrolled, and ultimately not impact the quality of our program. The last thing that I'll leave you with, as someone who has been there, and I've had to talk to students, and I would hope that these would apply to directors at all ages, but we want to make sure that they forge a meaningful connection, both personally and corporately. That means they understand why they like what they do and why they enjoy playing, but we also want them to have that corporate community connection of that making music with others. We also, as leaders, we should want them to become the best versions of themselves, both as human beings and as musicians. Because remember, as they work on the music also works on them. And then just finally, keeping in mind the best interest of the students that we serve, the best interest of the students that we teach. Nobody should be a number on a depth chart to us in the band world. They should have a name, and we want to try and find out what's the best situation for that student. For those of you who contributed, thanks. You can go over to my website and read all about it. But until next time, life, love, and music. This has been Travis Waller with the 2 Minute Clinic.